Oh, and no, don't adjust your phones or your screens or whatever you're watching on. Jules hasn't all of a sudden gotten much prettier. I'm Phil Chambers. I'm taking over from Jules as he's on holiday. Send him some love. Tell him you miss him. I know I do. Let's hit the intro. So let's start with Raw, not even 1 month removed from a 3-month angle when Nia Jax overcame adversity, vanquished her foe and tormentor Alexa Bliss to rise above hate and become the Raw Women's Champion. Nia Jax has become the bully. After toying around with a jobber on Raw, Nia then cut the kind of tiresome, disingenuous promo that pretty much every WWE heel cuts these days. She used the exact same bitchy verbiage as Alexa Bliss, the woman she bravely overcame mere weeks ago, before saying to the jobber, "Come on, honey, get up," and then obliterating her with a series of power moves. What are you even doing, WWE? You can't turn someone on a whim just dependent on who they're facing, especially after the kind of story they've just told with her and Alexa Bliss. You took a surprisingly progressive and forward-thinking angle that gave a huge part of your audience someone to root for and someone to get behind and someone to look up to, and then you just destroyed it in one 10-minute segment. Bravo. Still on the same show, they managed to book a food fight in which lashings of cake didn't end up in Nia Jax's gullet. So, I guess this is progress. Still I rise from the ashes like a phoenix, middle finger to the sky, gripping my consensual penis. Yes, Enzo Amore released his debut rap song stroke video, and oh god, it is wonderful in that it is far worse than anything you could have possibly imagined. The song is as virulently misogynistic as it is incomprehensible, and his gravelly mumblings are about as well-timed as his bumps over the top rope. The very first line calls out this sloppy jalopy son of a bitch who's this morbidly obese guy who I guess we're supposed to infer is journalist David Bixenspan, who is also sat there watching the 25th anniversary of wrestling, which I guess is some kind of like meta stab at the people who questioned his knowledge of the game. This is all before his flow even starts. And that flow is god awful. He flits between weird impressions of like a Randy Savage, a terrible white boy DMX, and some homeless drunken guy just yelling on the street. Then he gets obsessed with pudding for a while, saying the only thing he put in that pudding was proof. Yeah, the proof is in the pudding, bitch. Pudding ain't got no roofie in. No, I ain't Bill Cosby, bitch. And yeah, he literally just rhymed bitch with bitch. He did perform a half-decent kip-up in the vid though, which I'm guessing took multiple takes as he's never performed anything as athletic as that in the WWE. We then disappear into a smorgasbord of 90s rap cliches. He plays around with some hilariously ironic casket imagery before just blatantly ripping off the California Love video. Then he ends it all by digging his own grave and getting gassed out in the process. Finally, some realism. To anyone that doubted me, my auntie and mama are still proud of me. I'm sure they are, Enzo. I'm sure they are. You know what I think it's time for? Enzo Amore, you're having, actually no, you're not worth it. Go home and grip your consensual penis. At a recent Philippine Wrestling Revolution show, a wrestler called James Idol Martinez decided to set himself on fire before performing a crossbody from the top rope to the outside. Incredibly, this gets even dumber as the absolute moron decided to set his back on fire before hitting someone with his chest. And then with the full trifecta of dumb shittery complete, he missed the dive. Way to go, guy!
It was unbelievably painful.
There was a slightly cathartic reminder though that actions do still have consequences in 2018 as the flames didn't go out and he had to run to the back still ablaze to go and get some help. Tell you what, Martinez must be the dumbest wrestler on the planet. Or at least he would be if Enzo hadn't launched his rap career a few days ago. He could still be the dumbest active wrestler though, and the competition is surprisingly strong for this. Titus can't put one foot in front of the other, which is pretty much a requirement for anyone post-infant stage of their life. Braun can't go one match without bashing his shoulder into the ring post, and Ryback thought that James Cameron's 1991 action flick Terminator 2 Judgment Day was called Terminator 2 because there were two Terminators in it. He even told CM Punk outright that he may be, and I quote, dumb as f***. And maybe he wasn't wrong. Still, young Martinez literally burned through the competition this week, and unless the Ryback takes credit for the idea, which isn't beyond the realms of possibility, his title seems to hold strong. So in case you don't know, I am the Kevin Dunn of Defiant Wrestling, just with way less cuts, none of that horrendous text on the screen, and I'm not afraid to show my face in public. And recently, Simon Miller made his wrestling debut at our No Regrets show. And if you haven't seen it, I thoroughly recommend it. It's on the Defiant Wrestling YouTube channel. It's just, the pure joy is just seeping out of every one of his pores. The pop is incredible. It's just go and watch it. It's great. However, this Monday, in only his second ever wrestling match, Miller was busted open full on hard way. It's up there. It was grim. And if there's ever a way of destroying the joy, this is it. And I know this isn't what Jules normally does, but he ain't here to stop me, so I'm gonna bring on a special guest. Yes, it's the man who puts the why in Here's Why. He's got more ups and downs than an Enzo Amore career trajectory, and he's been slapped in the head more times than anyone who's ever stood in the ring with Stephanie McMahon. Yes, it's Simon Miller. So Simon, how's the head?
How's my head? How do you think my head is? It really hurts. Some idiot, some asshole, but I'm not gonna talk about, I'll leave that until after the weekend. Thought it'd be really funny to try and take my head off, and I don't appreciate it when people do that. What really annoys me, what really pisses me off, is that it's all like, oh, he's just a YouTube guy. Yeah, I am a YouTube guy, and I'm really proud of that. That doesn't mean that I can't be multifaceted or multi-talented or do things in other areas, and I'm taking wrestling damn seriously. Look how mad I'm getting. I'm genuinely mad. Don't smash me in the back of the chair just because you don't respect me. At least, look me in the eyes, stare at me in the face, and then hit me with a chair, and then see what I do. When I know when you're coming, whole different kettle of fish. That's right.
So are you regretting getting into wrestling yet?
No, I don't regret getting into wrestling at all. If anything, everything that has happened over the last couple of months has actually allowed me to process it and go, this is the best thing I've ever done. And I mean that too. And I get it, I know, cliche, but with all the ups and downs, I know there's going to be some. You can't just be up all the time. You do have to experience the downs. But I know even with those downs, the ups are so good that I'm going to try and, not only do I want to make a success out of this, but now I've got, a reason to keep going, because there is genuinely somebody out there who's got a problem with me. And I've never had a problem with anybody, but I certainly do, when you come at me in the way this guy has. It's not cool. Like, it's really genuinely not cool. But no, I don't regret getting into wrestling at all. Like I say, best thing I've ever done. It's given me a new focus. It's got me all pumped up. I'm ready, man. Genuinely ready.
You do realize there's better ways of getting out of doing lists, right?
Well, yeah, that is true. I mean, I could have said a dog ate my list. That's what people used to do back in the day. That was a classic excuse. I'm going to chop my own arm off, because at least it would have been self-inflicted. And I'm choosing to do that. But here's the thing. Here's a little secret. I like doing lists. I like doing why videos. I like doing ups and downs. I like doing face-to-camera stuff. Give a little look at the camera. And if I can add wrestling into all of that, then I am indeed going to be the happiest man ever. Well, I like to think I already am the happiest man ever. So I'm going to be the happiest man ever, which is not a word, but I've just made it up. And on that note, if you do indeed want to see what I'm talking about, you can sign up for Access Defiant this Saturday, the 2nd of June, and watch Road to Destruction. Just go to access.wearedefiant.com and you can see what I'm talking about, because there is some guy out there that doesn't think I should be a professional wrestler because I'm just a YouTuber. Well, one, I ain't just a YouTuber. I love being a YouTuber. I'm really proud of that. And two, I am a pro wrestler, and you've crossed the line, and now I'm going to come and kick your ass. And then what are you going to do when the YouTuber leaves you lying in a pool of blood in the middle of the ring? Life is balance, man, and that's what I've always lived by. I'm coming to prove it.
Welcome to the business, kid. So Jerry Lawler joined a dubious club this week, and no, it's not Me Too, although I'm pretty sure that's the first thing that crossed your mind, but it's an ever-growing list of WWE personnel who blame the audience for how crap the product is. Victim blaming? On his latest Dinner with the King podcast, Jerry said, and with a tellingly defensive tone, everybody does not complain about the current product. it's not the vast majority either. It's a small amount of people, a very select few that probably have nothing better to do than live their life on social media, and that is really sad. To all of those naysayers there, you've got to eat your words, because whatever they're doing is definitely working. You can't knock success, so there you go. Well, actually, you can. WWE is now more than ever a beneficiary of corporate financing, and as projected by WrestleNomics' very diligent Chris Mucky Harrington, by this time next year, WWE will make more income from corporate profits than by fans parting with their cash. And this is why the product is shitty. They don't have to try anymore. And Lawler is so obviously not a fan of the product as well. He couldn't look more bored on his kickoff show appearances. Granted, that's probably because there's no divas to get the puppies out anymore. And that's this show, and I guess I should continue Jules' tradition of reading out a comment. So, Goner Guy says, please for goodness sake not Andy and Phil. Well, you got half your wish. Also, Jules asking for all this free stuff. He's got enough free stuff. He doesn't need any more. Send some love to me. Send some love to the other editors. We like free stuff too. Anyway, thanks very much to Michael Sidgwick for helping me through this. Jules is back next week, don't worry. And hopefully I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye bye.
So, thanks for watching. Please feel free to click on any of these things around my head, or something terrible might happen to the dog. Too sweet me, bro. Traitor. Traitor.